Good evening, fans, and welcome to Taylor University in Turner Stadium for tonight's senior night matchup against the St. Francis Cougars. Before the match kicks off, we want to carve some space to honor and to celebrate Taylor's soon-to-be graduating student athletes. So at this time, we ask that you please turn your attention to the field as we do just that. Throughout the last 4 seasons, these 6 seniors have helped lead the Trojans to 22 victories, 12 of which came in the form of a shutout and 13 of which took place right here inside Turner Stadium. Our first senior is number 4, Owen Hardy. Owen is joined by his parents Doug and Wendy Hardy. Owen is a communications major from Wheaton, Illinois, and has played central midfield and forward for the Trojans throughout his career. In his 4 seasons as a Trojan, Owen has scored 2 goals and 2 assists. While injuries have plagued him the past 2 years, Hardy has been a significant part of this year's turnaround and winning ways. After graduation, Owen plans on moving to Indianapolis to find a job in marketing or communications. Thank you, Owen, for your time on our program. Next up is number 7, Luke Holwerda. Luke is joined by his parents, Jeff and Kathy Holwerda. Luke is an art education major from Batavia, Illinois. As a striker for the Trojans, Holwerda has collected 6 goals and 4 assists throughout his career. Luke is an exceptional artist and plans to student teach next semester. Upon graduating this spring, Luke plans to seek work, opportunities to travel, and inspiration to create art. Thank you, Luke, for your presence in our program. Next up is number 13, Clay Vanderkolk. Clay is joined by his mother, Sarah, brother, Kyler, and sister, Gretchen. Clay, a defensive midfielder for the Trojans, is a math education major from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Despite battling injuries this season, Clay has scored 2 goals, in addition to his 3 career assists in a Trojan uniform. While now married to Allie Vanderkolk from the women's soccer team, Clay plans on teaching high school after graduation. Thank you, Clay, for your commitment to our program the last 4 years. Up next is number 15, Quinn Partain. Quinn is joined by his parents, Wendy and Dave Partain. Quinn is a 2-year team captain for the Trojans and a computer science major from Wheaton, Illinois. Throughout his time as a Trojan, Quinn has scored 8 goals and 6 assists. Upon graduation, Partain plans to work as a software engineer at a consulting company. Quinn also plans on marrying his fiancée, Erin Tevens, also on the women's soccer team. Thank you, Quinn, for your leadership these past 4 years. Up next is number 22, Josh Zidin. Originally from Santiago, Chile, and now residing in Bolivia, Josh is joined tonight by Taylor alums Andrew and Sarah Ketchum. Previously a starter on the JV team, Josh worked hard and earned a spot on the varsity team. As a central midfielder for the Trojans, Josh scored his first career goal against Indiana Wesleyan earlier this season. Josh is a management and marketing major, and upon graduation plans to continue his studies in the UK, become a husband, a father, a great friend, and above all, a man who loves Jesus. Thank you, Josh, for your presence in our program. Lastly, we have number 25, Sam Villegas. Sam is a film and media production major who hails from La Paz, Bolivia. Villegas began his career as a forward on the JV team, but through hard work and perseverance made his way onto the varsity team and has earned playing time in each of the past 2 seasons. After graduation, Sam plans on implementing his education to become a director of cinematography within the music industry. Thank you, Sam, for your time in our program. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause for this year's Taylor University men's soccer senior class.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH, from our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Good evening and welcome here to Turner Stadium for the regular season finale, as both teams will kick the ball out of play and honor two of their seniors who will make their way off the field. Clay Vanderkolk will come off for Taylor, and Josh Pedretti will come off for USF on the regular season finale for both teams. Pedretti comes off, gives a hug to Jan Fato, and hugs all around as senior night for both teams. Vanderkolk's been dealing with some injuries, and so Clay will start his last regular season home match here, then come off, and USF doing the same thing here with Josh Pedretti. Very cool gesture as Brian Matip also came over and gave a handshake to Pedretti. St. Francis led by second-year head coach Jake Essig. USF 4-9-4 overall, 0-6-2 in the Crossroads League. They have yet to score a Crossroads League goal this season. They're last in the league with 2 points coming off the 2 ties. The Trojans, they come in 5th in the Crossroads League. Or excuse me, come back 6th in the Crossroads League. Trying to move their way up the standings here. They've got 10 points. 3-4-1 are the Trojans on the year. They try to improve their seeding here before the Crossroads League tournament. Actually, make the Trojans 8th right now with those points. The Crossroads League tournament starting next week. Tough double overtime loss for Taylor here on this field on Wednesday night. And they take on St. Francis tonight. Trojans led by 18th year head coach Gary Ross, dapperly dressed tonight for senior night. And Taylor 5-3-0 here at home this year. St. Francis is 2-4-1. So the Trojans tied for 7th right now with Spring Arbor at 3-4-1, but just 2 points back of Huntington, who sits in 4th. And there's an opportunity, if things could break Taylor's way tonight, they might be able to make it up to the top 4. At the very least, they could make their way closer to the middle of the pack. The top seed still not decided yet, with Bethel 1 point ahead of Grace for first. Taylor shoots on the goal to our right with Pablo Gonzalez Cacho. Left side, McBride crosses to the box, pinballed around, still loose. Holwerda knocks it down, trying to get a turn. He'll have to dribble away from trouble. To Gonzalez Cacho, the freshman. And this shot will go wide. Logan Gonzalez, the keeper tonight for USF. Jacob Shashud, the starter on the other end for Taylor. We do not have the ability to look up the St. Francis stats. Some issues going on with the Presto Stats program, so we apologize for the lack of numbers being brought to you tonight on the St. Francis side. We do have the live stats up and running. If you don't hear us mentioning any individual player stats for USF, that is the reason why. Gonzalez Cacho takes it away for Taylor, near side to Matt Harold. On the sideline, Matipa dribbles forward, trying to get an extra step. The defender cuts him off as Matipa rolls back and plays to the middle. Zidon to Alsate. And it'll go crossfield far side to James McBride, who will be coming back for another year of soccer next year with his brother Paul, who's been out all year with a lower body injury. A cold night here in Upland, Indiana, the night before Halloween, with temperatures in the low 50s, but it's going to drop a lot before our night will come to a close. Gonzalez blasted to the other end of the field, but this one will be scooped up by the Trojans. Maris to Harold as the Trojans try to build from the back. Harold wanted to pull the ball back, instead has to play it forward to Matipa because he couldn't curl it in. Matipa accelerates near side, stopped and then flicked away underneath the feet of Alsate. John to throw it in. Now he'll let Harold have the honor. Throws it back to Gonzalez Cacho. He almost scored the game winner for Taylor in double overtime Wednesday. Just missed the far post on the goal to our left. And then a few moments later, it'd be Marion getting the game winner in a match that Taylor had led 2-0 on 2 Quinn Partain tallies Wednesday night. Then taken away here as Nick Kachia races up the far side. Jackson Hoosier cuts him off. Kachia comes back to pick up the loose change. Florencia to the middle. This one right-footed forward, getting a run on is Fateau. Too far for him, and it rolls out of play. It'll be a goal kick for Shashud. Maris. Long pass finds Alsate. Big first touch. John dances back with it and lays it on back to Colin Maris. Shashud. On the inline near side to Maris as USF presses back. Harold into tight quarters. Taylor almost turns it over. They get it back with Zidon working hard near side. Out of bounds, and it will go back to TU. Heavy blankets and heavy jackets, the name of the game tonight, except for a young man down in row 3 with a hoodie and a pair of basketball shorts on. Flicked forward into the 18. Coming off his line, Shashud. He'll smother it up as he slides toward the far edge of the box. Here's Jay McBride to Holward, the center forward. Works to the middle, lays it back, open space for Alsate. Near side to Harold, who fills the area. Harold back to Matipa. Dribbles in, dishes off back to Harold, looking to cross on the end line. Does the big right foot, backside. McBride heads it on and just misses the near side post on the goal to our right. Good look there for Harold and a good header try on the backside for TU. But just misses its mark. Flicked back by USF, but then moved forward by the Trojans and Maris. Now it finds Holwarda. Far side to the senior captain, Quinn Partain. Quinn stops and lays it back to McBride. To Gonzalez Cacho, the freshman from Spain. Middle of the field, Alsate. To Gonzalez Cacho. Up to Zidon, back to Pablo again. Far sideline, Jay McBride. Bluffs a pass and lays it back up the far sideline to Cacho. Hoosier in the middle. And now Alsate races. Long pass, Harold coming out to defend him will be Fateau. They wanted Florencia. Good block there from Zidon to flex out of play near side as he collapsed onto Elmer Martinez. Marco Marclay to throw it in. Looking for an outlet. Headed into the air. Cacho has to go off of his shoulder and goes back to Florencia, the intended target on the throw-in. The Trojans come in. Matipa with too big of a first touch, and he kicks it out of play. Matchups 3 and 4 between Taylor and St. Francis athletically today, both on the soccer pitch, both here with the men and up in Fort Wayne with the women. 28 unanswered points for the football team for USF. Erased a 10-point deficit to the Taylor football team here on this field earlier this afternoon. And the Taylor volleyball team swept St. Francis in volleyball, about a half hour ago. Hoosier to Alsate. Taylor can't clear it cleanly. Deflected back into the 18. There is a boot that is loose in the 18. Is the property of someone for USF. And now the Trojans race up the far side. Partain to Holwarda, the two senior classmates. James McBride tries to fill the middle. Holwarda, step over moves, gets him to the end line, crosses. There's McBride, knocks it down, turns and shoots. It's blocked, and then USF able to clear. Another great scoring opportunity for James McBride out in front of the USF goal. But he's turned away again, this time by the back line of USF. Harold collides with Marclay. It goes off of Harold. And St. Francis will throw it in front of their own bench down below us. And there is a Taylor connection with the St. Francis coaching staff. Isaac Beal is the husband of former Taylor women's soccer head coach or assistant coach Katie Beal. She just gave birth to their daughter a few months ago. Cute as can be. It looks like Katie's already trying to make her into a little soccer player from the photos we've seen, as the two now live up in Fort Wayne. Katie, a fantastic player, an all-league selection during her time at Indiana Wesleyan. And also had to keep women's soccer coach Scott Stan in line the couple seasons she was here as well. Holwarda runs into traffic, taken down. Taylor wants a foul, it doesn't come. This time it's a foul against the Trojans, and that will have USF setting up shop in the defensive end with a free kick. Real great rejuvenation year for the men's soccer team. Only won 2 matches a season ago, scored just 12 goals. Goals up, wins up as they're 8-6-1. And there are a couple of games out there you know the Trojans would like to have back. Namely the one Wednesday against USF, and of course that overtime tie with Huntington to start the league schedule off. But Taylor will be back in the league tournament after a year absence a year ago. There's a real bright energy coming along with the Taylor men's soccer team that started this year. They really turned that credit to their preseason trip to Cody, Wyoming, before everybody moved in here on campus. That's brought them together and also kind of helped the boys keep each other a little more accountable. But there's definitely a cohesive unit and has resulted in 8 wins and a lot more competitive soccer from the Taylor men's soccer team here this fall in 2021. Alzate, after Zidane got a piece of it, Gonzalez Cacho will come back to Harold. 32 minutes left to go here in the first half, 0-0 between Taylor and USF. The Trojans right now have the advantage in shots in 3-1. Still none have been on goal. 2 from McBride, 1 that was a header that went wide of the near side post and on the goal to our right, and then had 1 that was blocked a couple yards outside the 6. Tight triangle passing from the Trojans. Holwerda spins, boogies to his left, and gives off to Alzate. Back to the racing Holwerda. Hits the brakes. It'll go back to James McBride, far sideline. Big move to his left. Being ridden by Cannon Dakin. And then McBride breaks loose, crossing from the corner. Gonzalez goes up, tips it away. Matipa dribbles, turns and fires it. It's blocked again. Here comes Zidane, who shoots and just misses the wide post. Taylor definitely turning up the offensive intensity. Their 4th shot of the night, and they've had 3 that have been close to going in. 2 from McBride, 1 that was blocked, and then that one right there from Zidane as it bounced around and found his feet. Holwerda left sideline. Taylor shoots on the goal to our right. They have outshot USF 5-1. Here are the first 15 minutes of tonight's action. Too far for Zidane from Harold, and now USF will try to take it from the defensive end, but Taylor applies pressure. Hemler taken down by Gonzalez Cacho. USF keeps the ball at their feet. And out of the near side, and Fateau. Fateau to Marclay, who's got the only shot. Beautiful tackle from Zidane, and then the late whistle comes in to the disagreements from the Taylor students down below us. Second foul on the Trojans this evening. And the keeper, Logan Gonzalez, will jog forward for USF. McBride tries to get rid of it. Hoosier gets his head on it, still into the air. Oh, a little deft, a little touch there from Gonzalez Cacho. Then quickly up to Partain, who has it taken off his toe. Korn taken away by Partain, and now it's going to be Holwerda in a foot race. Angles in from the left side. Big first touch. Now stops. Starts back to the middle. Nobody home in white as he thought Matipa was going to be there. I thought Holwerda was going to let it rip with a left foot. He scored a couple low-angle shots this year. Then the ball kicked away out of bounds across from us. And it's going to be a USF throw-in. Right there where the Trojans is just an extra pass. As Holwerda thought someone was going to be in the middle, but they had Matipa on the backside of the goal. Good pressure from Hoosier allows James McBride to come in and take the ball back for TU. Shashud to Harold. And now Maris, who missed a couple of matches, but his return has been impactful the last couple of times out for Taylor. A really impressive freshman from Westfield, Indiana. James McBride overlapping run as he dishes off to Partain. Quick first touch from Zidane, blocked, and now Taylor regroups far side with Alzate. Gonzalez Cacho, pressure comes from his right, runs away from it. Zidane back to midfield, and then up to the far sideline and Alzate. We'll stop and start move. Alzate into space where he finds James McBride on a pinpoint pass. McBride back of the far sideline. He lays it back to Gonzalez Cacho, sends it in with the left foot. Holwarda heads it in, and it's home as Holwarda scores with 27:35 remaining here in the first half on senior night for the Wheaton, Illinois native Luke Holwarda.
Taylor goal by number 7, Luke Holwarda. That's his 4th of the season. The assist to number 18, Pablo Gonzalez Cacho.
So give Gonzalez Cacho the assist. 4th goal of the season for Luke Holwarda. As that one comes in minute 18. Gonzalez Cacho fakes going up to Holwarda to the middle of the field in Zidane. Harold, Matipa, back to Harold, and Matt comes back to get it. Big first touch is going to stay in play. Harold turns his big first dribble, will spin out. And subs come in. It's Sawyer Watterson for the Trojans, replacing the senior Zidane. Hoosier. This is Gonzalez Cacho on the ground. A long pass to Holwarda. Step over move. Holwarda back to the middle. Turns and lays it off to Harold. 5 yards inside midfield. Reverses the point of attack to the far side, and this will be Maris. Points forward. He wanted Partain potentially, then makes it easier pass to the far sideline and James McBride. Maris wanted Holwarda, cut down by USF. Partain couldn't save it, but then Watterson works his way back, throws his foot and intercepts the pass. Hoosier up to Zidane, or make that Alzate, excuse me. Here's Harold, who lets it roll off to Matipa. Fancy footwork from Matipa, eludes 2 defenders. That makes a simple pass to the center circle. And Gonzalez Cacho, who curls one in, finds the cutting James McBride. Bluffs the cross, lays it up top to the 18, dancing with his Partain on the ground, couldn't find a teammate, and it kicks right back to him on the end line. Sends it back in again, and coming off the line, fumbling with it, but gathering it back in will be Gonzalez. This one flicked back, Maris trying to elbow his way through. Shashud comes in and snags it in traffic as it was Florencia trying to work his way through. Harold to Hoosier. Inside the 18 defensively are the Trojans. Maris taking his time, moving it forward as we get 24 minutes left to go here in the half. 1-0 Taylor lead on Holwarda's 4th goal of the season. Hoosier glides forward, up to Watterson. Too big of a bounce off the foot, and now St. Francis will try to take it from the defensive end, but their pass, wanting to find the feet of Jan Fateau, was off target. Gavin Ramirez and Brandon Nino Cuevas in for USF, and coming in for the Trojans is Sam Villegas, replacing the goal scorer Holwarda. Sam probably has the best hair on the team. Going to show it off here at Turner Stadium on his senior night. A film and media major, wants to get into cinematography in the music industry after graduation. Alzate to throw it in. Trying to turn to the middle, couldn't get there in time were the Trojans. Holding it in, Watterson, Matipa. Wrong shot blocked off the back heel, off the ricochet. Matipa holds it in, tries to move forward, runs into traffic. And USF turns and blasts it away from trouble. Maris will deflect it to the open spaces where James McBride scoops it up for Taylor. Up to Partain, back to Maris. And this will be Shashud. Hoosier. Alzate. Alzate moves forward, fakes the pass to Matipa, then starts running through Cougar defenders. Now he works to Matipa. Right into the 18, Matipa sends it in, flicked away across the end line by the back line of Bosco. And we'll get the first corner kick of the night for either side. Quinn Partain will take this one from the near side of the field. Matipa close to potentially maybe getting one short. Now he'll jog into the box from the near side corner so Partain can play it in with his dominant left foot. To the back post, overshoots everybody. It'll bounce and curl out of play. As Daniel Veidas will enter for USF. And it will take the spot of Marco Marclay. Owen Hardy about to come in for the Trojans, make his debut on his senior night. With his sister AC graduating early, will be the first time in maybe my entire time here where, outside maybe the first year, where there's not been a Hardy on the Taylor men's or women's soccer program. Started with Sam. His lovely wife Enid have a lovely young son. Their mother Wendy and their father Mr. Hardy, as I was told to call him. Both here tonight for Owen's senior night. They were here last week for Ann Camille's senior night. Playing it forward. Hemler. Pass won't get to its intended man as Maris turns and plays it up the near side as he beats Gavin Ramirez to the ball. "20 minutes and 4 seconds and counting remaining in the first half. USF has the throw-in on the near side as they shoot on the goal to our left. Just one shot here tonight for St. Francis. Still top of the 18 coming in, and Watterson will keep it away from trouble. Sends it all the way up near midfield. Will curl in. It'll stay in the field of play as Villegas comes back to apply pressure on Veidas. Pass intercepted by Watterson. Turns at midfield and finds Gonzalez Cacho, who assisted on the only goal we've had tonight. That from Luke Holwarda. Villegas into space. Nobody home on the backside. It'll be a Taylor or a St. Francis throw-in from deep in the defensive end with Cannon Dakin. USF trying to get the back heel flick from Florencia, but he gets the ball back. And then USF sends it to the far side, and Nino Cuevas. Up to Florencia. And back to Damarel. This ball finds the attacking half for USF. Couldn't get it all the way to the near side. Knocked down Harold, wanted to get it to Alzate, slides in, still trying to get the ball back for Taylor. Instead, Hemmler comes away with it. Watterson, to make that Alzate, comes in, but they get Alzate for the foul. Third one against a Trojan tonight. That'll come in the 28th minute here this evening. Free kick in, and that's going to find the back of the net. First goal scored in the Crossroads League game by St. Francis on a free kick from the near side. With 17:49 left to go in the first half, we are even at 1. We'll wait and see who gets the goal. Levi Yoder comes in for Gonzalez Cacho. Partain will exit for TU as well in place of Owen Hardy. But it's 1-1 as USF finally able to scratch out a goal here in the Crossroads League portion of the schedule. So give the goal to Tyler Korn and the assist from Marco Marclay. So a header from Korn off the free kick from Marclay. And the match level at 1 here as we approach 17 minutes remaining here in half number 1. Watterson, little back heel cheeky flick off to Matipa, who can really scoot. Matipa bumped, has to come back to get the ball, tries to play keep away, wants to turn to the end line, pirouettes away, into traffic, wanted Watterson trying to swim his way through, but St. Francis too tall. And they'll play it out to the near side. Coming in, Maris bashes it in all the way to the other end of the field. It goes out, and a goal kick upcoming for USF. As Owen Rapal will come in for the Cougars, replacing Simon Hemmler. Ryan Killian about to make his first appearance of the night. Matipa with 3 defenders on him, loses it out of play. And that goal to St. Francis has given the Cougars some new life, trying to find their first Crossroads League win of the year. They come in 0-6-2, and they just scored their first goal in Crossroads League play. Beides wanted to find Florencia. Taylor too tough defensively. Alzate turns and sends it all the way to the far side. Hardy's got to retreat. He's going to run out of room. He'll go out of play and be a USF throw-in. Cross near side, header off the post, and then deflected in on the backside here. Looking for the handball was Gavin Ramirez. And that's 2 beautiful passes sent in by St. Francis. The first one got a goal. The second one almost gave them the lead. Matipa on the near sideline. Taken off the ball by Veides. Taylor looks for a foul that does not come. Ramirez has it taken away by Taylor Sawyer Watterson. Levi Yoder steps in through and works it off to Hoosier. Far sideline, James McBride. Alsate. Back up the far side, McBride with some room to operate. Back to Alsate. Yoder. Near side, Harold. Harold has it taken away from him, but right to the feet of Yoder off the deflection. 1-1 with 14 minutes remaining before halftime. Sam Villegas from distance, and that one kept rising as it sails out of play towards the near side corner. Ryan Killian in for Taylor, replacing Harold. And Marcio de Oliveira Costa in at the center forward spot for St. Francis, taking the spot of Javier Florencia. Slide by Maris. Cuts off the pass. Double team trying to take the ball back, but stepping back through the open space is Rapal. Near side, Ramirez. He finds Rapal. To the midline and Veidas. Back to the defensive end. Backing up will be Logan Gonzalez. 8 Crossroads League matches, no goals for St. Francis. Their regular season finale tonight. And they get one here to tie the match at 1. That one in the 28th minute. Now Sante blasts it deep. Cut down as Watterson holds it in. Villegas cutting to the middle. Sam trying to dump it off to Matipa. Coming back and winning it away for USF is Oliveira Costa. Matipa on the far sideline. Left of center, Alsate. And then McBride to Hoosier, who will drive it to the near side, and Ryan Killian. Got on the varsity roster after a tryout in early last fall. Maris just inside midfield, steps around one challenge. Wanted Alsate, deflected before it could get there, and it's a foul on the back end of the play against USF. And now the clock will stop with 11:50 left to go here in the half. Free kick here for Watterson. (1-1) our score, less than 12 minutes remaining here in the first half. It was Holwerd scoring in the 18th minute. And then 10 minutes later, the equalizer comes from Korn. To the 18, Matipa tries to knife edge his way in. Maris tries to get a piece, puts his arms in there, says, I didn't touch the ball. But it's going to be a goal kick for St. Francis. And now here comes the sub, Bryce Lawrence, for Taylor. Bryce, the freshman, will take the place of the senior Villegas. Flicked back by USF. They try to play it on. Hoosiers right there. He's got a man on his hip. Turns, but he can't clear it away cleanly. Marclay, who assisted on the goal earlier for USF, will dump it off to Bosco. Good play from Yoder. Takes the ball away from Rapal. Hardy looks back to the middle. Back to Yoder. And further back to the defensive end and Jackson Hoosier. Big ball from Hoosier to the far side and Owen Hardy. Oh, knocks it out with the right left foot. Now trying to get to his right. He's taken down, but no foul call comes on the aggressive tackle that sent Hardy sprawling. Taylor able to hold it in far side with Yoder. To midfield and Hoosier. And now Yoder again. Back on the left side with Taylor shooting on the goal to our right with 10-10 left to go here in the first half. Holward, the senior, got Taylor on the board first, and then Korn came back and scored St. Francis's first goal in Crossroads League play this year to even our match at 1. Killian to Hoosier. And now Maris. Up to Jay McBride. Big step to his left. Dumps it off to Hardy. And now Watterson and Yoder. Taylor operating on the left side, top of the box. Lawrence couldn't get there, so he tried to throw his leg out there. Oliveira Costa couldn't keep moving it forward for St. Francis. As Maris dances and will knock it on back to his keeper, Shashud. Alzate barking out instructions as he runs up the field. Slide from Killian, deflects it out, but a good stoppage there. Coming in will be Ivan Altimirano for St. Francis. He'll take the spot of Jacob Bosco. Looks like Bate is too far ahead. She'll have to back up a little bit on the initial throw-in. Proper distance here. And Alzate drives it into the night sky. Up the near sideline. Lawrence will get called for the foul as he stepped in and undercut the goal scorer Korn. Just 3 shots all night for USF. Taylor with 1. They've got only 1 shot on goal, and that's the one that went in. But the offense has been a little stagnant here in the last handful of moments, and the goal from USF has given them some new life in what's going to be their regular season finale. They're trying to build from the back. James McBride deflected it off the defender in front of him, and Nino Cuevas. Now the Trojans turn it over. USF holds it in. Jay McBride comes back. And now it's Watterson from the defensive end. Long pass to the near side. Matipa wanted to find an edge on Veidas. To space near side, and Killian's going to try to find the extra gear. Holds it in, does with his right toe. Up to Lawrence, who turns and faces the goal. To the middle of towards the middle of the field, Matipa flicks it forward. Nobody's there for Taylor. That's easy work for the keeper, Gonzalez. Comes off his line and plays it with his feet. Big bounce on the goal kick across from us. Out of bounds, and James McBride quickly throws it in as we dip below 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. James McBride, far sideline. To Hardy. Hardy accelerates. Up to Lawrence. Actually, make that Watterson, excuse me. Lawrence, the center forward. Yoder. Prods for an edge, and I'll have to come back 5 yards outside of midfield to Hoosier. Long ball up to Matipa, connects with him cleanly. Matipa in the middle, turns and tries to go far side with Hardy. Deflected in. And a violation against either Hardy or McBride. And that's going to be a free kick for USF from the defensive end. Or offside, the call against TU. First offside against the home side tonight. Less than 6 to go here in the first half. These two teams played a thriller last year in Fort Wayne. The Trojans got one of their only 2 wins, with Matipa scoring a goal late in one of the extra sessions up at USF. Now Sate taken out of the air, and that's a foul against St. Francis. About 5 minutes left to go here before halftime. The Trojans' offense has cooled. Remember, it was 2 good scoring chances for James McBride, another one for Villegas that were sprinkled around the goal from Holwerda. But since then, the Trojan offense has been quiet. 8 shots and only 1 on goal. It went in, but USF has doubled them up in shots on goal so far tonight. Matipa right of center. Big first touch, almost gave it away. Maris will hold it in and drives it and curls it towards James McBride far side. Jumps in, couldn't get a piece of it. It's held in by Alzate on the left side for Taylor. Trojans shooting on the goal to our right. Hoosier 5 yards inside midfield, far side to Alzate. Up the sideline to James McBride, trying to get to the end line. Nice step, crosses left foot. Couple Trojans there. Gonzalez comes, punches it out of there. Taylor couldn't get there in time as it's flicked away by USF. But now the keeper Gonzalez is down in the penalty area after colliding with somebody trying to go for the loose ball. We'll take a break, and we will come back with more here from Turner Stadium.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Good to see Gonzalez come off under his own power. Aiden Hostler, the one in there now in goal for USF. I believe there was an Aiden Hostler who was the kicker for the St. Francis football team earlier today, if my memory serves right. But rain has started to come in here, and a hard mist here at Turner Stadium. Cesar Valdez thought he was going to be allowed to come in, but was not allowed to. Now he will before USF throws it as the rain really starts to come down here in Upland, Indiana. Valdez will replace the center forward Ramirez. Deflected out off of USF as the rain falls overhead. 1-1 with less than 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Maris. Near side to Killian. Then back to Maris. Taylor trying to get some late offense going here in the first half after seeing their 1-0 lead evaporated. Ball bounces up. USF wants a handball on Matipa. Doesn't come as Brian Crabb walks up the near sideline. Maris finds Hoosier in the center circle. Pressure comes quickly. Hoosier couldn't get away cleanly from Altamirano. But a foul against St. Francis. Maris quickly hustles onto it. Knowing time is of the essence with less than 2:20 remaining before halftime and the match tied at 1. Quickly out to James McBride, far side. Hardy far sideline. Taylor shoots on the goal to our right. Hardy races to the middle. Long pass, couldn't connect with Matipa here on the near side. USF sends it away. Hoosier gets a piece of it. Yoder trying to work it along. To the middle and Alzate. Near side, Killian. Rain is backed off for the time being after a quick sprinkle. Matipa, big first touch, and now he's almost at top speed. Matipa feels the pressure on his back as a man in front, curls between two guys, trying to knock it down was Watterson. Holding it in is Lawrence. Slid away to the top of the box. Alzate shoots, and it's smothered up by Aiden Hostler, the new goalie, in for USF. A minute 15 remaining in the first half. Watterson dumps it down to Alzate. And now Killian, the outside back. Now Matipa. Got it off of USF. Matipa
1 minute remaining.
Struggling to get it in, and Killian hustles forward. He'll throw it in with a minute left. Hoosier all the way in the defensive end, up near midfield now. Long ball with pace up to Watterson. Far side, James McBride. Far side corner, Hardy. Owen dances to his right. Back to Jay McBride with 30 seconds left. Yoder. Back to Hardy again. Match tied at 1, late seconds, first half. Pass deflected, USF moving forward. Hoosier with the big push from behind. Taylor holds it in with 20 seconds left. Maris forward, couldn't connect with Lawrence. Hoosier holds it in at midfield with his chest. 10 seconds left.
9,
Hardy over Lawrence's head. Can't find Matipa. Killian forward into the air, and that will be how the first half comes to a close. So Taylor strikes first in the 18th minute off a goal from the senior Luke Holwerda. But then USF comes back 10 minutes later and gets their first Crossroads League goal of the year on a header from Tyler Korn. We are tied at 1 after 45 minutes of play here from Turner Stadium. We're back at the BSN Sports Halftime Report next here on the Trojans Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greeks' specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greeks Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greeks Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greeks' specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greeks Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express, we're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. from our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the Athletics Department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
we did some digging, and Aiden Hostler, the backup keeper that's in right now for USF, is the starting kicker on their football team, so he was already here since the football teams of Taylor and St. Francis played earlier today, so he's been hanging around for a couple of hours. Now he'll be starting the second half for USF. The Trojans have made a change in goal as well. Should started it. Freshman Sam Spiegel has come in here trying to provide a spark here in the second half. Two teams have switched sides. A light rain still falling down overhead, but Taylor tied at 1. Women's soccer update, Taylor up 4-0. Just started the second half up in Fort Wayne. But still some consistent rain coming down here. Taylor trying to improve their position in the Crossroads League tournament. They come in tied for 7th in the Crossroads League standings with Spring Arbor. All 8 teams already locked into the league tournament that'll start next Saturday. But Taylor trying to improve their position from the back end of the standings right now. Taylor dominated shots 9-3, each team with 2 shots on goal, but only 1 in the back of the net. Partain offside as Hostler comes in and steals the ball away. Second offside for Taylor here tonight. Trojans had a tough loss on this field Wednesday night. Had a 2-0 lead over Marion. The Knights would score 3 unanswered goals, 2 to force overtime, and then 1 with about a minute and change left in the second overtime to win 3-2. Dakin with Partain. They both run out of play, and it will be a Trojan throw-in on the near side with James McBride. Same starters for the Trojans outside of Alsate, who came in to take the place of Clay Vanderkolk. A ceremonial starter tonight, out with a lower body injury tonight, as he and Josh Pedretti, another senior for St. Francis, both got the start. And they were both taken out immediately after the start of the contest in a wonderful gesture by both teams. Hoosier cannot play it up the near side. It's intercepted by Jan Feteau. Partain could not turn, and we'll find James McBride, and now Hoosier. Up to Zidon. Into space near side, James McBride, who was very creative in the first half. Off of James, and USF will throw it in with the light mist still falling down overhead. Hoosier wraps his leg around Florencia and wins the ball back for Taylor for the time being. Gonzalez Cacho, too physical as he takes his opponent down. Foul number 5 against Taylor here tonight. Aiden Hostler, who's perfect on all of his extra point tries today, including one that he ricocheted off of the inside part of the left goalpost on the goalpost to our left. As he kicks it the opposite way here, right out of play. And so we were having the conversation during halftime, where do you think Hostler spends the most time practice-wise during the week, on the football field or on the soccer pitch? Was not in the team photo that we saw online. Had 3 of the 4 goalies on there, but no Hostler. So it might have been a late ad here for USF. Had not played in goal until tonight. Gabrielle Vesley had started 13 matches out of the 15 this year. Logan Gonzalez made his 3rd start of the season tonight, but was injured in the first half, had to come out, and now the Cougars are rolling with Hostler. Taylor throw in near sideline. They'll bring in the big fella, Colin Maris, who can really heave it from the near sideline. No wind to speak of, but some misting rain has been falling off and on in intensity for the last 20 to 30 minutes. Maris looking to the box, throws it that way. Gonzalez Cacho works it to the backside, cannot connect with one of his teammates, knocked around as USF tries to build it forward. Maris stopped the progression for a while. Zidon takes a man down back in the defensive end. Another foul will result in another free kick here for St. Francis. Big boot forward. Holtwarda looks over his shoulder. Far sideline in the attacking half. Finds Zidon in the middle. Josh into space. Did he lead James McBride too far? No, he did not. Dakin checks up, and now McBride moves in. Help comes in, but now McBride trying to find that extra gear. To the end line, crosses. Buys it behind Holtwarda. Gonzalez Cacho knocks it down. Deftly off to Alzate. Then back to Gonzalez Cacho. Fakes a long-range shot. Holtwarda dances on the top of the box. Alzate steps in from distance. Knocked down by Hostler on the heels of his hands. Good rip there from Alzate. Hostler trying to get Holtwarda to bite before driving the goal kick forward. Partain gives it off to Zidon. Zidon up to Holtwarda. Gonzalez Cacho, those two linked up for the Taylor goal in the first half. It's Holtwarda with defenders all around him, kicked away by USF. And James McBride will throw it in quickly to Gonzalez Cacho. Up the near sideline. Into space, and Holtwarda got a toe on it, but couldn't move it any farther after that. Into the center circle. USF kicks it away. Now Gonzalez Cacho will deal off to Alzate. Harold to Alzate. To Zidon in the middle of the field, turns. And Gonzalez Cacho with some room to work. Goes to the far side, and Colin Maris up to Matt Harold. Matipa tried to angle in from the far side, kicked away, and Taylor will throw it in. They wanted the running Holtwarda, too far for him. This one goes out of play, and another throw or goal kick upcoming for Aiden Hostler, playing in his second game of the day on this very field, if you're just joining us. The backup keeper tonight for St. Francis. It was either going to be him or the starter Logan Gonzalez who got the start. Jake Essig, the head coach for St. Francis, was unsure when he turned in his lineup. Said it's going to be either 1 or 98, and one Gonzalez was the one that walked out there for the starting lineup introductions. But Hostler was the field goal kicker and kickoff specialist for the St. Francis football team that defeated Taylor's football team on this very field earlier this afternoon. 1 o'clock kick, and then the match tonight at 7. So Hostler's been probably taking the grand tour of the metropolis that is Upland, Indiana this afternoon. All the way back onto the concrete, heaved in on the far side by USF. Hoosier heads it away. Cougars hold it in. Cross was blocked. Matipa right there. And turns and blasts it up the far side. Got a piece of Hoosier. That allows USF to hold it in, but kicked out of bounds by Dakin. Alzate bumped from behind. Big open space for James McBride, who accelerates. Runs through the challenge. McBride loses it behind him. Now go off of James. He was bumped on the run by Gavin Ramirez. McBride will chest it over to Zidon, who veers to the middle. Gets it back from Alzate, then back to John. Alzate in trouble. Loses it as we're about 10 minutes into this second half.
Rain has stopped for the time being, but a wet playing surface. Cheeky backheel flick from Hoosier. Partain to McBride. And then back to Zidon. Up to Alzate. Gonzalez Cacho in the middle. Harold. Centering pass was deflected. Gonzalez Cacho holds it in. Alzate in the middle. Now left of center. Forward to Holwerda. Leads McBride. Left edge of the penalty area. Crosses backside post. Zidon lets it go and just flicks the volley over the crossbar. Goal kick knocked down by Zidon. Matipa to Gonzalez Cacho. And now off to Zidon just outside the center circle. Holwerda cannot run through that last challenge, be able to slide from the turf, but unable to connect with a teammate. And now here comes USF forward. Bosco back to the far side. Harold accelerates, gets the inside position. He'll take it away from Simon Hemler. 33-47 left to go second half as Matipa wins the ball off the challenge. Near side, James McBride, as assistant coach Jude Johansson offers out instructions from the sidelines down below us. Jay McBride, Hoosier with pressure coming from his right, deals it away quickly to Gonzalez Cacho. Forward to Partain, just taken down from behind. They'll stop the clock, and a yellow card coming out here against St. Francis's Cannon Dakin. Went right between the 1 and the 5 in the back of Partain's white jersey. And Taylor will have a picture-perfect set-piece opportunity 5 yards outside the penalty area on the near side of the field. 33-20 left to go here in the second half. 1-1 our score between Taylor and St. Francis. Final game of the year for USF. And the Trojans trying to pick up their 9th win of 2021. Move to 4-4-1 in the Crossroads League and get 13 points and maybe find a way to sneak into a top 4 spot or at worst a top 5 or 6 spot in the league tournament. Right now tied for 7th. Alzate will take the free kick. Right foot into it, around the wall. Late drop by Hosser, still loose. The Trojans have Zidon lose his footing. Hoosier will hold it in on the end line. Hot pass back to Alzate to the back post. Holwerda heads and just misses the upper 90 on the near side of the goal. Good looking tries from the Trojans. They just could not find the back of the net. Fateau exits. Nino Cuevas in for USF. And Sawyer Watterson makes his way to midfield with the gloves on his hands here as the temperature drops in half 2. Zidon heads it up. Holwerda was too far for him to get to, Alzate races in, slid away from him by Dakin. Good hustle back by Zidon, and they whistle the foul against Zidon as the shin guards pop out of the socks of Dakin. 7th foul against Taylor here tonight, their 3rd of the half. $14 shots for the Trojans. Just 3 shots all night for St. Francis. Taylor with 14 of them, but only 4 have been on goal. Spiegel comes in, deflected away from him. He's got to get back in. Shot comes in, and this one will just miss the near side post as the Trojans almost gave St. Francis a gift. Spiegel came in to punch it away. There was traffic preventing him from getting a clean touch on it. It was deflected back by one of the Trojans as it went across the end line. It's going to be a corner here for USF. Their first corner of the night, almost 14 minutes into half number 2, as that ball just rolled almost hitting the near side post as both Spiegel and it looked like Harold were back for Taylor. Near side corner, low outswinger, headed in. Still in the 18, this one bashed to the far side, and nobody is home. Couldn't get any curl on it. Was a St. Francis player on the near side. That was Brandon Nino Cuevas. Here comes Sawyer Watterson replacing the senior Zidon. As Maris will fire it up the far side on the throw-in. Headed back in by USF. Maris puts his noggin on it and moves it forward. Matipa able to find Holwarda, tries to sweep it forward, couldn't get there in time as he's cut down from behind. Now it's turned over. Here's Partain on a dead run. He's almost hog-tied down. Partain shot blocked. Coming in is Watterson, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty kick. They'll stop the clock with 30-29 left to go here in the second half, but Partain almost was spun around as his right arm was hooked. Our lead official pointed to the goal, signaling a penalty kick, or is it going to be just a free kick? A yellow card has been issued here to St. Francis. The entire Taylor team, outside of a couple guys surrounding our lead official. Taylor head coach Gary Ross asking why is it an automatic red. There was no one between, it looked like from our vantage point, there was no one between Partain and the defender. And if you pull someone down with unabated to the goal, it's an automatic red. But it's just a yellow, and now our lead official will jog over and talk things over with a very heated Gary Ross. We'll try and listen in on our crowd mic here because they're the closest ones to it. Gary Ross does not like the explanation he's been given down below us. So it's a free kick, not a penalty kick, as it looked like it was initially signaled from our lead official. Matipa and Partain stand over this one 2 yards outside the box on the far side. Partain just needed a step and a half to get the top speed. And someone for USF reached out, grabbed a piece of his arm. So a yellow card's been issued. Partain plays it in left foot, backside post, diving stop, Hostler, then kicking on the outside of the goal is Gonzalez Cacho on the near side. Wonderful diving stop from Aiden Hostler. On the free kick from Partain on the right edge of the box, shooting on the goal to our left. Third save of the night for Hostler. With a half hour left to go here in regulation time, Taylor trying to get a big 3 points. USF trying to end their season on a high note and pick up their first Crossroads League win. They've already picked up their first Crossroads League goal tonight. Partain crosses, almost found the backside in Matipa, but the last man between Matipa and the ball kept the ball away for USF. McBride rolls it forward. Pass intercepted, and now USF can't get rid of it because Holwarda comes in to win it. Squirts free. There's just a mass of humanity all around that ball near midfield. And James McBride will find Colin Maris, and now to the freshman keeper Spiegel. Too far for Gonzalez Cacho, off the foot of Dakin. Partain trying to get their hand fighting with Dakin, who comes free. Back to the middle. Maris, Gonzalez Cacho on the near side of the field. Taylor from right to left in white, USF in the blue jerseys and black shorts. Taylor curls it near side, McBride. Steps across midfield as James. Partain. Back to McBride. And now Partain again. 28:45 remaining second half. USF had not scored a single goal in 8 Crossroads League matches this season, but an equalizer in the 28th minute has the game level at 1. James McBride, a dish off to Partain as he moves forward. Partain to the backside post. Holwarda heads, and he headed it high. as he was right there. A late read from the keeper, Hostler. Allowed a clear touch off the forehead for Holwerda, but he sent it high over the crossbar and out of play. $18 shots for Taylor tonight, 5 on goal. Matipa, great work to knife his way in. Ball squirts free, Holwerda, little step through, and Watterson will come out of the fray with it. Gonzalez Cacho with a man on his back, turns and plays it calmly to Matt Harold. Hoosier across midfield to James McBride, 27-27, and counting remaining in regulation time. Gonzalez Cacho pops it forward to Partain. Stops and starts, and then stops and starts again. Alzate, long pass near side. Partain lets it slide through to Alzate. Inside the 18, Holwerda turns, shoots, left-footed riser, goes over the crossbar. Good idea as they gave Holwerda a little bit of room. As Ivan Altimirano in for USF for the first time here in the second half. Jacob Bosco exits for USF. Alzate cuts off the header forward from USF, still fought for at midfield. Gonzalez Cacho comes in. He and Alzate were outnumbered 3-2. Holwerda with pressure on one of the center backs for USF. That was Tyler Korn. Harold couldn't hold it in, and now USF will charge in from the far side. They play it in, Maris, Hoosier, and they'll let their keeper Spiegel come in and scoop it up. James McBride just outside midfield will go back to Hoosier in the defensive end. Harold legs it out up to Matipa. Awkward first touch, comes back and will find the center back in Maris. Gonzalez Cacho across midfield to Partain. Back to Gonzalez Cacho, had to veer off to go get it. Now dances off to his right foot. The Spaniard lays it onto the far side, and Matt Harold out of Colorado. Alzate in the middle of the field. Forward to Partain. Partain wants that left foot. Dribbles in, forward to Holwerda. Trying to pop it off to Watterson, sent away by USF, but Hoosier holds it in with his big left foot. Leads McBride up the near sideline. Then back to Hoosier. Almost 20 minutes into the second half. We are still tied at 1. Taylor has had the majority of the good scoring opportunities. Here in the second half, USF had one early on. Watterson touches off to Partain, touches it forward to Matipa. Trying to find some room. He had the game winner a year ago. Backside play to Holwerda. Couldn't find him cleanly. Hoosier steps in and heads it towards the middle of the field, but it's taken away. There's a player down on the back end of the play for St. Francis. And they'll stop the clock with 24:45 remaining in the half number 2. As USF was trying to build from the back. Here with the match tied at 1. Down to a knee is Tyler Korn, the goal scorer tonight for St. Francis on that header off a free kick. You can see Korn back to his feet. Let's drop the ball and then let Damarel build from the back. Dakin. Quick touch off near side to Nino Cuevas. James McBride pressuring back. USF has done a poor job of getting the ball out of the defensive end, and they continue to not do that cleanly. Partain knocks it down to Matip as he works in the middle. Lets it go from deep. Late shot and a late bounce into Hostler, who smothers another one up. 4th save for Hostler tonight. Make it his 5th. Headed back to the deep end of the USF attacking half. Maris. Hand finding near side with Martinez. Alzate comes back and the ball ricochets off of John's knees. Two subs trying to come in for USF. They'll be allowed to join the fun. Marcio de Oliveira Costa and Nick Cacha in for USF. Out are Javier Florencia and Simon Hemler. Big throw in here from Dakin. Flicked back into the 18s. Taylor still can't get a good clearance. Alzate hustling, trying to make sure it doesn't go out across the end line, and he saved it as it goes out on the near sideline, so USF will throw it in once again. 23-12 and counting here in half number 2. 1-1 our score between Taylor and last place St. Francis on the final day of the regular season. Off the shoulder, Spiegel high points it and hauls it in. Dakin's the one earlier, if you remember, Taylor head coach Gary Ross was asking when it'd be an illegal throw in because Dakin throws it almost off of his shoulder from his ear instead of straight over his head. Matipa into space. That one's occupied by Damarel for USF. Matipa wins it back and slips it on. This will be at Watterson. Stops and starts. Two defenders there, caught in the far sideline. He loses it, and now St. Francis will sprint up the far side of the field. Cougars shooting onto the goal to our left. Scoreless in Crossroads League games, though, coming into tonight's action. Well, they got the goal from Korn in the 28th minute. Answering the whole word, a tally in the 18th minute. Partain just out of his reach. Alzate wins it back on the pass. Dumps near side to James McBride. Now Partain. The 2-year captain to the middle of the field, and Gonzalez Cacho dribbles forward and waits for someone to come and play some defense. Matipa with Harold overlapping behind him. Plays it behind Watterson, who has to race back to keep it going in Taylor's favor. Rain has stopped for the time being here at TU. Came down heavy towards the end of the first half, was ongoing throughout halftime. And that artificial surface that Gonzalez Cacho jogs on now, still probably a little moist. Lets it go with the left foot, bounces in, Hostler punches away right out front, there's Holwarda, and then Hostler stops it, still loose, and Hostler falls on it, and then points at Holwarda. An unreal stop from Hostler. First on the long-range one from Gonzalez Cacho, and then after the big redirect, it was Holwarda right there, and he kicked it right into the stomach of the big fella Hostler. Second time tonight that in the second half that Hostler has kept Taylor off the board. Now Holwarda gets it. He and Matipa both in the same real estate. Matipa trying to run away, and he couldn't keep the ball moving in Taylor's favor. Tough break there for the Trojans as TU did a good job to get the ball back off the goal kick at midfield. And now they're flying around trying to turn USF over in their defensive end. Dangerous pass. Alzate comes and takes it away cleanly. Player down behind the play. Taylor with the possession. It's a St. Francis player down. James McBride moving it forward. USF will clear it away, and now play will be stopped with 20:27 left to go here in the second half. It was the player that came in and collided with Alzate trying to win the ball back, and it was Alzate who came away with it. It looks to be number 36, Owen Rapal. Good to see Rapal back to his feet, but he's going to have to come out with the athletic trainer Joe Walter making his way onto the field. A little bit of a limp from Rapal, but he will be able to walk off under his own power. As Jacob Bosco back in for St. Francis, he will take his spot out on the field. .27 left to go here in half number 2. Two huge saves a few moments ago from Aiden Hostler on a long-range try from Gonzalez Cacho. Then the ball ricocheted away from the backup keeper for USF, the starting kicker on the football team. And then just as Hoosier will give off to Spiegel. But big second save for Hostler. That one ricocheted, went right to Holward. It was right in front, but he kicked it right at Hostler. As McBride taken down from behind the play, foul, and Taylor gets a quick restart forward. Alzate to Gonzalez Cacho. Less than 20 minutes remaining here in regulation. 1-1 our score. Watterson turns. Gets it back. Flicking far side. Holward tries to knock it down. He's had a couple good scoring chances here in the second half. He's the goal scorer tonight for Taylor. Alzate. Pressure comes, and he can't play it around the defender as Cachia knocks it down. Offside flag in the air. Too early of a head start there for Oliveira Costa. First offside for the visitors. Bottom of the center circle is where Alzate holds. On the Taylor attacking half, he curls far side to Harold. Doesn't like what he sees and comes back to the right side of the field. And Alzate. Partain lost it, trying to win it back. Sent sprawling down, and Gonzalez Cacho fakes coming to the near side and couldn't thread the needle to the far side. Then the ball turned over, spinning is Partain. It finds the feet of his teammate Alzate for Taylor. Back across midfield by a step Maris. Near side Jackson Hoosier. McBride wanted to play to his left, played it forward, and he gives it right back to USF, but then Gonzalez Cacho holds it in. Runs up the near side, wanted to play it forward to Holward, chested down by USF's Damarel. Near side Partain, left-footed cross, out of the reach of the keeper Hostler. He dives, he gets back on the line as the ball's sent screaming to the far side. A bump with Matipa by Cachia. Matipa sends it back in, headed away from trouble by Damarel of USF. 18-10 and counting here in the second half. As the ball pops to midfield, this one curled away. Maris will wave Spiegel forward. And the keeper will play it down with his feet to the far side and Harold. And now Hoosier. Near sideline, James McBride. Looking for help. He's got 3 USF players standing in his way. Gonzalez Cacho has been very active tonight. He and Alzate, who's got the ball right now. Far sideline, Matipa. Middle of the field, attacking half, Gonzalez Cacho. Alzate back to Jackson Hoosier as he glides forward. Near side, James McBride. USF trying to dare him to go down the near sideline. That's where James goes. Hits the brakes, retreats, and comes back to Partain. Near sideline, McBride. Now Partain again. Taylor shoots on the goal to our left. 1-1, 17 minutes and change left to go second half. Alzate turns. Dishes off to Holward. Far side of the field, Harold. Pass too far in front of Holward, held in by Maris. Watterson between his legs. Partain trying to get there in time. Shoots, curls, backside post, and a diving stop by Aiden Hostler, who continues to stand on his head in the second half. 8 saves for Aiden Hostler, and the last 3 or 4 have been spectacular. Corner to the far side for the Trojans. This will play right into the hands for their 2-year captain, Partain, with that big left foot. Can in-swing it here from the far side as Taylor shoots on the goal to our left. 1-1 with 16 minutes left to go second half. Left hand into the air, left foot into the ball. In-swinger. Trojans trying to find it, knocked down and away as 2 Taylor players are there. But back to the far side. Partain trying to chip it in, and USF able to save it right before it goes across the end line. Maris slides, but it's going to deflect all the way up to a USF player on the far side. That looks to be Cachia. Back to the middle to someone trailing the play. They get around Hoosier, trying to make life difficult. Back to Cachia, too far for him to get to, and that was Altimio Rano that dished it too far for Cachia. Florencia, Hemler, and Fateau back in for St. Francis. We dip below 15.5 minutes remaining in the second half. Taylor trying to get a big 3 points tonight, maybe move up maybe move up in the Crossroads League standings before the tournament starts next week. They're already in. St. Francis trying to end their season on a high note, coming in 4-9-4, 0-6-2 in the league. James McBride to throw it in for TU. Partain's getting his arm held by Dakin. Taylor looking for a handball, and now that allows USF to sprint forward. To the top of the box, first touch going down is Partain, and that's a foul against St. Francis. Free kick for Hoosier all the way in the defensive end. Will play it calmly up the near side to James McBride, who's now got some room to race forward. Too far for Holwerda. Trying to get back to his feet, and the Trojans will have to fall back on defense. Holwerda will pull the man down in front of him, trying to see the number of. It was Marclay, but the ball quickly on the near side. Cross to the middle. Good job by the Trojans to get back. They're going to blow it dead and bring it all the way back to where the foul occurred. Too quick of a restart there for USF. And now they're going to pull the yellow card out and give it to Holwerda after Marclay gets his wish. He gave our lead official an earful. There was not the initial call for the yellow card, but Marclay bent the ear of our lead official and got the yellow awarded to Holwerda. 14-18 is where the clock reads. The clock stopped here in the second half. 1-1 between Taylor and St. Francis. Aiden Hostler, the backup keeper, came in after Logan Gonzalez got hurt in the first half on a collision on the goal to our right. And it's been stellar here in the second half. A couple players fall down. USF wants to foul in the penalty area, which would have been an automatic penalty kick. Instead, it's ball sent out, sent back in by USF. James McBride jumps, takes the man down in front of him. It goes off of McBride, and it's a USF throw-in. USF unhappy it wasn't a foul. The Trojan fans unhappy. Or is it a foul? Yep, it will be a foul here near side. 9th one against Taylor, and a free kick from the near side here for Marclay. So almost 13 and a half minutes remaining here. Marclay looking to play to the back post, it looks like, with a longing look to the far side of the field. Plays it near side. Spiegel up and snags it over everybody. So they're trying to build from the back. They've outshot USF 23-4, 9 shots on goal, but it's been the Aiden Hostler show for USF as he stood on his head multiple times here in the second half to keep the game level at 1. Harold up to Matipa, trying to split 2 defenders, gets away from the defender holding on to his hand. And the ball bounces around. Taylor trying to hold it in. Gonzalez Cacho does in the middle of the field. Gets it back from Partain. Gonzalez Cacho shoots. Hostler loses it. There's Holwerda who misses it and puts it right over the crossbar. And now Hostler starts chirping at Holwerda. Second time tonight that Holwerda had a wide open goal after a ricochet off of a Hostler save. And he plays this one over the crossbar after the first time he hit it into the belly of Hostler. Joshua Zeinen in for Taylor, replacing Sawyer Watterson. And now this one bounces in. Hostler scoops it up before Partain can get there. Throw out near side, nobody there, and USF will calmly move it forward with Dakin. Hoosier steps in and wins it away. Holwerda, too short for Alsate, has to make life difficult. As getting life difficult was Marclay. Ball pops free. Hoosier will send it to the far side. Good job by Harold to knife it down. Has to hustle and holds it in on the far side as he races forward. Too far for Zeinen. Big first touch as USF tries to come the other way from left to right in blue. A slide. Slows the path of USF. And then taken out of the air in a big way was John Alzate. It's just going to be a foul against USF's Marco Markley. But he went in and put Alzate parallel with the turf. 11 minutes left to go here in the second half. USF dropping all but one field player back, trying to play for the tie here. Zidane. The Trojans be able to break their way through, but Hosler's turned them away numerous times tonight with 8 saves on the night. Make it 9 saves for Hosler. And some have been just out of this world for the guy that was a starting place kicker today for the St. Francis football team on this very field. Zidane lays it off to Gonzalez Cacho. Less than 10.5 minutes remaining in the second half. The Trojans with an opportunity to improve their seeding in the Crossroads League tournament. St. Francis trying to end the season with a win. They slip it on through, top of the box, Zidane. Matipa turns, left-footed shot blocked. Coming to hold it in is Alzate. Touch the middle, runs through a tug on his arm. He scores! Alzate scores with 10:04 to go in the second half.
Goal by number 10, John Alzate. That's his second of the season. Trojans go up 2-1.
Second goal of the year for John Alzate. An absolute rip and a big hug to head coach Gary Ross. 10:04 to go second half. Hosler had turned away Taylor multiple times. Alzate would not be stopped here as the Trojans finally break through and regain a lead at 2-1. Goal comes in the 80th minute. Matipa's shot was blocked. It came right back out to Alzate, who missiled it home. And now the Trojans 10 minutes away from a big 3 points to end the regular season. Alzate applying pressure defensively. Zidane to the far side. Out off of the Trojans, and USF to throw it in. Shot number 27 of the night for Taylor has given the Trojans the lead back at 1. But it pops free. Cross blocked on the far side as Taylor begs for a handball. A throw in far side for USF as Dakin will jog and throw it in. Throw in far side from Dakin. Heaves it into the box. Headed away from trouble for Taylor. Alzate races his heart out on the far side, trying to beat Dakin to it, who cuts him off. That's off of Taylor, and Dakin quickly heaves it in. Good read from Harold to come back and get ahead on it. Blocked. Matipa then pulled down by the jersey. And that's going to be a yellow card as Joshua Zidane hauled down from behind by number 9, Ivan Altimirano. Third yellow card issued to USF tonight. Stops the clock with 8:42 remaining here in half number 2. Too far from Matipa on the pass from Hoosier. Zidane knocks it down for Taylor in the attacking half to the center circle and Maris. Sends it near side to James McBride, looking for help. James will turn on the Jets. Shouldered, out of bounds, off of whom? Off of USF. Sawyer Watterson will come in for Taylor. Isaiah Jackson will make his first appearance for USF. Pablo Gonzalez Cacho will exit after a splendid night tonight. He has been a key player for Taylor offensively, particularly here in the second half. Dakin will be the one to exit for the visiting Cougars. 7:50 and counting here in the second half. 2-1 Taylor on the goal from John Alzate here in the 80th minute. After numerous unbelievable, unreal saves from Hostler, Holwarda blocks it across the end line. Goal kick for USF. The Trojans finally able to break through against the backup keeper, who replaced the injured starter Gonzalez back in the first half. And Haas was taking a little day trip to Upland, was the place kicker for the USF football team in their game against Taylor on this very field earlier today. Now his number's been called in reserve effort here tonight. USF loses it out of bounds near sideline. Taylor will throw it in with Colin Maris deep in his defensive end. Holwarda couldn't spin and keep the ball with it. Alzate flicks it into space. We'll dump it back to James McBride in front of the USF bench down below us. But then Taylor turns it over. Altamirano, Zidane right there. USF trying to play it forward with Florencia. Out, off of Taylor with 6:40 to go here in half number 2. Isaiah Jackson will throw it in for USF, dries the ball off on his blue uniform. A dribble as he backs up to the concrete. Throws it in short, flicked back to the back post, still loose, and Taylor finally clears it with Quinn Partain. 6:15 left to go here in the second half. A big opportunity there for USF, but Partain able to clear it away from trouble. Long pass sent skyward by St. Francis. They'll send another one to the sky. This will eat up valuable seconds as the ball has to come back down to the earth. Hoosier taken down, and that's a foul against Florencia. 10th foul against USF tonight. And we'll see when Taylor starts to try to take their time with the clock on their side, leading 2-1 with 5.5 minutes remaining in regulation time. Hoosier to Maris on the far side. Alzate. Watterson, the Trojans, with their possession attack built to try to milk 5 minutes off the clock here. No need to attack if you're the Trojans. Just play keep away and make St. Francis come out and play you. But they step in front of the passing lane here. Watterson right there will slow the pace down with Altamirano. Altamirano was right there. Isaiah Jackson, who makes his first appearance tonight a few moments ago here in the second half, will heave it in. Headed up. Hoosier trying to find it. Flicked back by Florencia. And out off of St. Francis with less than 4.5 minutes remaining here in half number 2. Maris will throw it in near sideline. Fires it up to the attacking half. Bounces off the turf, headed back in. Matipa trying to step in front. Now it'll be Alzate working to the middle and Holwarda. Zidane bluffs moving forward. And he'll find the midfielder, Spring Arbor transfer Sawyer Watterson. There was one lonesome fan sitting on the bleachers across from us that had been uninhabited tonight until now. Matipa, right side of the box, Holwarda. Dances away towards the middle. Partain will lay it back to Holwarda, and now Alzate. Zidane in the middle. Partain sweeps to Alzate. Into space, near side, coming off the line. Shot taken down as Holwarda as the keeper Hosler comes in. And the whistle blows, and it went out of bounds on the near side off of who? Off of Holwarda. The Trojan fans unhappy with Holwarda taking the spill. Hosler flying out to take him down. Everybody okay? And that's good, as Hosler will lose one of his shin guards out of his sock on the goal kick. 3:07 and counting here in the second half. Zidane wins it and tries to flick it to the open space, but it's headed away by USF. Hemler. Watterson now up to Zidane for Taylor. Harold calmly by himself on the far sideline. Less than 3 to go. USF trying to pressure back as Spiegel will rocket one forward. Holwerda got a piece, finds Partain in the middle. He's got Matipa wide open on the backside, finds it to him. Matipa dribbles in, looks to cross, might try to go back to the right foot, and then just didn't make a move in enough time before it was taken away from him. 2.5 minutes left. Zidane to Matipa. Ball taken away cleanly by the Trojans as Matipa trying to work it up the far side of the box. Steps out. He'll take the man down on the far side. That looked to be Nick Kachia. 2 minutes remaining in the second half. 2-1 Taylor after the goal from Alsate in the 80th minute. Flicked back by USF. Watterson plays the ball over his head and out of play. A minute 50 remaining in the second half. St. Francis will throw it in on their far sideline. Down by 1. And an illegal throw on the far side by Simon Hemler. And that's going to take more time off the clock. They'll stop the clock with 1:37 left to go here in half 2. And the Trojans will bring back on Pablo Gonzalez Cacho. He'll replace Joshua Zidane. The illegal throw lets Taylor throw it in on the far sideline. .97 seconds. And the ball's thrown in as our lead officials jogging to the near side. A miscommunication. And two of the coaching staff, members of the coaching staff now talking with our lead official. They're probably going to have us up here in the press box put 5 extra seconds back on the clock if he noticed. Be 1:39 they're going to put back on the clock. So we get some time put back on the clock here. As our lead official ran to the near side, did not stop the throw-in on the far side for Taylor. So 99 seconds left to go in the second half. Alsate's got the difference maker goal right now. It's Alsate racing after this one. Couldn't get a clean touch as USF will blast it to the near side. James McBride heads it forward to Partain. Right foot's volleys out of the air. Holwerda comes in trying to get a piece. Long pass finds the feet of McBride. Holwerda will get it from Partain. Ball bounces around. Partain with 1:15 left goes down off the challenge from Fateau. Gonzalez Cacho will just curl this to the far side. Knowing the time is of the essence, Hostler races off the end on and plays it forward with 64 seconds left to go in the second half.
1 minute remaining.
USF down by 1. They've got to start throwing people forward. Watterson out of bounds far side off of USF, and Taylor will start taking their time with 49 seconds remaining in half 2. And the Trojans leading by 1. Maris heaves it in with 39 seconds left. Holwerda taken out of the air. And a foul against USF, and the ball sent all the way back to Spiegel. And they're going to stop the clock with 30 1/10 of a second left. They're going to call the foul on Luke Holwerda. He can't believe it. The Taylor bench can't believe it. There's this Holwerda who was taken down out of the air, but they're going to say that I guess that he was the one that forced that play to happen like that. USF throws everyone forward. Hostler, the backup keeper, who's been a rock star tonight, will take the free kick 6 yards outside midfield with St. Francis down 2-1 here in the second half. And now the official will come over and have another chat with head coach Gary Ross, who is beside himself. And now they're going to give a yellow card, I think, to Taylor head coach Gary Ross. And they are going to give Taylor head coach Gary Ross a yellow card. Very rare to see Coach Ross get those. And this crowd that's already been riled up a little bit now starting to get to full throat with 30 1/10 of a second remaining here in regulation time, and Taylor holding on to a 2-1 lead. Everyone forward for USF. Their keeper, Hostler, will take this free kick 6 yards outside midfield. They shoot on the goal to our right. The ball placed on the far side of the field. And here's Hostler. A beautiful ball to the 18. Flick down backside across the end line. It goes off of Taylor, and now it's a corner kick with 21 seconds left. Hostler will run into the play here. USF sets it up far side with Isaiah Jackson. Hostler, the keeper, in here. An in-swinger towards the top of the box. Hoosier takes Hostler out of the air with 9 seconds. Hawarda heads it forward. Alsate races in. It's still loose near side with 4. Foul behind the play with 2. And the clock stopped. We heard a whistle as a USF player was down behind the play. The clock stopped with 2 1/10 of a second left. And now it is over. Our center official waves it off. And the Trojans able to come away with a 2-1 win tonight in a meat grinder of a match here against St. Francis this evening. The Trojans will finish the regular season 9-6-1, 4-4-1 in Crossroads League play with 13 points. St. Francis will end their regular season 4-10-4, 0-7-2 in Crossroads League action, as the Trojans had to battle this one out tonight.